Leisure the go.
Gotcha. And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Wrestle Pierce Raw Review. I'm your host, Ibu of Wrestle Pierce, better known to many of you guys as Backup Hangman, and I'm joined as usual by Rob, of the C Nation. We're going to talk about last night's episode of Monday Night Raw. The build to Bad Blood continues. We have 3 new matches announced for the Bad Blood pay-per-view, some new story developments, the return of Natalya, a new number 1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship, and a bit more. Bret Hart was there last night in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Bret Hart was there. The best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. So we'll talk about last night's episode of Monday Night Raw, but also we'll talk about some of the news coming out of the show. Monday Night Raw, starting October 7th, will be 2 hours long. 2 hours until the end of the year for the remainder of their tenure on USA Network. What does that mean? We'll get into it, but we'll also have some fun because today, we will be talking about what wrestlers on the Raw roster should get their TV time cut with the reduced time for Monday Night Raw. So it'll be fun. It'll be negative. It'll be creative. We'll see how that goes. And you guys can stay tuned and look forward to that. But
I already got the roster page pulled up.
Hell yeah. So we'll pull that one up and we'll have fun with that. But first and foremost, guys, please make sure to like the video, comment, subscribe, send super chats. Again, this is your show. You guys steer the ship. It'll be a little bit more of an open discussion podcast today. So you guys control it, man. Send the super chats. Give us your opinions on Raw. Give us your opinions on the Bad Blood direction. Give us your opinions on how the card is shaping up and what you'd like to see added to the show. And also give us your opinions on what do you think about the move to 2 hours for Monday Night Raw. I'd love to hear your perspective. Again, this is an interactive show. You guys steer the ship. You guys drive it. All that good stuff. So we'll get into all of that. And additionally, if you guys, if you guys behave, if you guys are good, I might drop some extra information on you because I heard some things about the AEW Fox rumors. And so what I will share to you is not necessarily a concrete report, but it'll be what I have heard about the situation, what I have heard about AEW and Fox. So you can look forward to that news later. And in the meantime, again, make sure to like the video, comment. Please send super chats. It's how we pay our bills. It's how we feed the babies. And with that established, Rob, how are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. Last night's episode of Monday Night Raw was great. Just looking to get into Raw. Gonna enjoy some wrestling before the next few days of hell because of course, apparently there is a hurricane coming to Louisiana, but it's not gonna be that bad. It's as bad as the other ones. Saying it's a category 1 or 2, so we should be fine. But let's get in. Hopefully, this is the last day I get to chill before we talk. We go into the hurricane season, and we
Mm-hmm.
get to talk a little bit of Monday Night Raw. So.
Yep. Yes, we will, Rob. Hopefully everything turns out okay there. Hopefully you guys are all safe and sound, of course.
Oh, this is like drinking water to me, brother. I'm locked in.
You're used to hurricane season. It's nothing new now.
Yeah, and plus I got solar panels now. So
Oh, okay. All right. Well, hopefully everything turns out all right there, Rob. If I lose, if I lose my co-host, then I guess we're gonna have to fucking figure out what we're gonna do with this Raw review. But yeah, last night's Raw was in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Like I said, a couple news and notes coming out of the show, and we'll get into some of those as well. And like I said, it'll be more of an open discussion show. Three big things happened with the Bret Hart segment with the opening match. The Wyatt Six, I didn't mention. The Wyatt Six had a street fight, an 8-person street fight, mixed tag against American Made in a match that I thought was honestly very good. So we'll get into that one and what we thought of the match and what we think happens next and what we think should happen next, of course. And we'll also talk about the decision to have Jey Uso win the #1 contendership for the Intercontinental Championship. He will be next up for Braun Breaker, the man that told Jey Uso weeks ago that no member of his family has ever beaten a member of his family. So
never, never, never.
never happened. So we'll get into that. We'll talk about that and all its implications and everything more. But first, though, Rob, do we have any super chats built up yet?
Yes, we do. We have a good amount of super chats with
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
13 in under 10 minutes. You
Wow,
guys are working
you guys
hard.
are amazing. Keep them coming. Again, we'll give you the feedback. We'll let you guys get your shit off here on the podcast. It's your show just as much as it's our show. And again, more super chats, the more information you get, the more you learn. So let's get right to it. This is your chance to get those super chats in, guys.
All right. First super chat. Some Ganda Chanko, 35 Zar. Don't get to catch the reviews much anymore. New girlfriend, congrats, bro. Work, etc. Hope the boys are good. How would you guys fix SmackDown creatively and roster wise?
Thank you for the super chat, Somganda. How would we fix SmackDown? I mean, realistically, one of the SmackDown's main issues is that the roster is just really shallow. So I'd honestly look. You know what I think? You know what I consider doing, Rob?
What's up?
I'd make the loser of the Drew McIntyre Punk Hell in a Cell match leave Raw.
For real?
Yeah, because what else is there to do on Raw for Drew McIntyre?
That's true.
I would reload the roster with people that Cody Rhodes can wrestle also. So that's a big thing. Cody just doesn't have much to work with. And when people try to criticize his reign, it's like, dude, who are his dance partners? That's why.
You know what I just thought about?
What's up?
You remember that Raw in March? That big Drew McIntyre versus Cody match? Who won that match?
Drew McIntyre won the match.
Yep.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like I'd look to upgrade the roster. The other thing is if Raw is going to 2 hours and some people are going to potentially lose out on time, well, Raw almost has too many guys to feature then, whereas SmackDown doesn't have enough. So I'd also look into relocating some of the people from Raw to SmackDown from that standpoint. I'd look into some call-ups. I'll put it to you this way, Rob. Last year, SmackDown was in a similar situation where the show was stale. And what they did to upgrade was they had Aldis come over. They called up Dragon Lee. They brought in Kyrie. Um, uh, what else happened? There was a couple of things to reshuffle the deck. Santos Escobar turned heel. There was a couple things. They got the Jade Cargill rollout. Braun Breaker got called up. Tiffany Stratton got called up. So they did a lot of things to kind of juice up the show. They're going to need a similar situation here. The only problem is you can't rate NXT the way you did before because they need to be as strong as possible for the CW debut. So it's like...
Plus, again, a lot of them are in NXT are not TV ready yet.
There's a couple that are, though, but it's like the TV ready guys that they have in NXT, the show really needs them. Because as is, the men's division in NXT is also very shallow. In a perfect world, Rob, in a perfect world, I'm bringing Axiom and Nathan Frazier to SmackDown. But NXT needs those dudes badly.
NXT needs them desperately.
They need them desperately.
Because all the 2.0 guys and all the black and gold guys are gone, so they're kind of going through a rebuild right now.
Yeah. I'm trying to... Who in NXT could you call up that like would help the main roster but wouldn't hurt NXT too much?
I can't really think of anybody. Obafemi would crush NXT. Trick is not ready yet.
Trick's not ready.
Pete Dunne is already on Raw.
Yep.
So there's really nobody I could think of right now that like could go to the main roster besides Fraction and make a splash. But NXT needs them too.
I think the Lucha Brothers may have to go straight to SmackDown.
Yeah.
Lucha Brothers may have to go straight to SmackDown.
No, definitely. And I know WWE probably wants to bring them like have them on CW, be like, oh, we got your boys on the CW, but like realistically, bro, we don't really care to see that. Like that's not something we care to see. They need to be on a show that needs them.
The other thing, Rob, is what was I gonna say? The other thing is I think what would also help SmackDown as a TV show is if they continue to expand the roles of Andrade and Carmelo Hayes. I think they've shown some really solid work here with this series that they're doing. And I think, if anything, they've earned bigger roles as a result. They basically are the SmackDown mid-card. It's those two in LA Knight, So I would just expand what you're doing with them. And also, because the roster is shallow, you cannot afford to devalue the people that you have there, which is why, like, the decision to squash Giovanni Vinci was inexcusable because it's like, I think the fan base was willing to, like, buy into him being, like, a big deal if you presented him like as such, because like I said, the SmackDown roster is so shallow. It's like people will take what they can get. If Giovanni Vinci is just like a basic player on the mid card, people would take it, especially since he's talented. So yeah, I'd expand the people that are kind of putting in buckets for you right now, and I'd look to upgrade the roster.
Niggas in the comments saying Trick. Come on, bro.
I wouldn't move Trick to SmackDown yet.
Yeah, nah, fuck that.
Personally, I just wouldn't do it yet.
Thank you for the super chat, Samganda Chanko. Another super chat from Adi, 100 rupees. What's the motive behind going back to 2 hours? Network mandate or a Paul decision? It seems odd considering the rosters aren't equal and they will struggle.
To answer you, so the USA contract for Monday Night Raw ended it ends in October, and as things were currently set up, Monday Night Raw was not going to have a home until the Netflix debut. And so basically they negotiated to keep USA. They basically negotiated with USA to get to basically stay on the network at least to the end of the year. And essentially USA wasn't going to give them 3 hours of like TV time and ad time just for a few months, essentially. So basically they struck a deal with USA to just kind of stick around, stick in the house for a few more months. But because they already have SmackDown on their network and they're happy with that, they did not crave 5 total hours of WWE content if you count Raw. So they were happy with what they had, and they said, look, they basically were like, look, man, you can stick around, but only for 2 hours. That's kind of the deal there.
Hey, man, I'm just letting all y'all know now. All you niggas on the roster that we about to get through today on this episode of the Raw Review, you better either get ready to love, enjoy eating them turkey sandwiches and catering, or you better learn how to work a 3.5 to 3 3/4 in 6 to 8 minutes for the next 4 months if you want to be booked. Thank you for the super chat. Trixie, $4.99. Likeliness of Punk Drew running the Blade. Also, know anything about Cody's bad blood opponent?
I don't know for sure. I know Cody, as of a week ago, was supposed to be on the show. I think it's Kevin
Because
Owens.
that bitch is in Atlanta, right?
Yeah, I think Kevin Owens is the opponent personally. I believe Kevin's the opponent. And what was the other thing? Oh, Punk and the Blade. That's very possible, is what I'll say. That's very possible. And he would like to run the Blade.
I think Kevin is gonna be like, oh, I just beat a
We
tag
gotta,
team by
we
myself.
gotta, we gotta Fightful NXT spoiler report, Rob.
What's up?
Let's see what this is.
Yo, please don't say the mystery opponent is gonna be Wendy Chu, bro. Please, I don't need that, bro. Please,
Hold on.
my week is about to be very. What? What, nigga?
Let's go, Rob. You about to lose your mind, Rob.
What, nigga?
Wait, hold on. Give me 1 second.
What, nigga?
All right, Rob. So Obafemi's opponent is Alexander Hammerstone.
Yeah, nigga. Yeah.
We move.
Yo, nigga, I've been waiting for this day, nigga. Yo, all my Hammerstone niggas in the chat, nigga. All my Hammerstone niggas in the chat. We was grinding in MLW for
Yo,
bag of Cool
that's a
Ranch
fire. That's a
Doritos,
fire
nigga.
spoiler. That's a
We was
fire
grinding
spoiler.
for Cool Ranch Doritos, my nigga.
Let me tell. Shout out to Fightful Select, the best $5 in the business. Subscribe to Fightful Select's service and their paywall stuff. Sean does great work with the reporting. So, I'm not trying to bury his lead. The full details on what's going on with Hammerstone are on Fightful Select. You can subscribe to their service and read those. But yes, so that's the deal with what they got going on.
Oh my god, bro, I'm so lit. I'm so lit.
You know what's crazy? Rob, just yesterday I tweeted Hammerstone versus Obo would be demonic.
Hey, I would just steal that nigga, cuz I can't cap. Yo, if y'all ever played them Dicky games, y'all ever played his booking simulators, y'all know that shit that y'all could do. Y'all just buy that nigga's contract. I'll buy that nigga's contract
MVD
right
said,
now.
"Nah, Ewu, stay on that side. You don't get to hype NXT. Stay on that side." Hey man, I'm watching NXT tonight. I fear
NXT good.
NXT,
Yo,
NXT, alright.
yo, I see niggas on the timeline talking about some homage, bro. I was like, yeah, come on.
Yeah. Come on, Rob. I'll be able to interject, but just take the next couple super chats yourself.
Right. Thank you for the super chat. Adi, another 100 rupees. Semi-copium, but Ibu, has anyone tried dissuading Paul from the 5-match card system? And why doesn't he care about the tag titles on pay-per-view?
Well, I guess I do have to answer this one. I do not know if anyone has tried to dissuade him. I know that certain talents are frustrated with it because they feel like they'll be in a built-up program and a built-up match, and they think they're going to be on the pay-per-view, and then they get told they get told like a week in advance, like, no, you're going to be on the go-home week TV, and they'll be like, fuck. It's a frustration for some of the talents because they want to be on the pay-per-views. I don't know if anyone in management has tried to dissuade Triple H. What I do know is that Hunter likes it because he feels that he gets to fill the TV with premium content. Because in his mind, it's like, I built this thing up that people really want to see, and you get to see it on free TV, and it gives my show, SmackDown, like an extra punch. So he likes that aspect of it. He just likes he likes being able to save certain things for TV so that you could put because again, he doesn't, this is his thinking. This is not my opinion. He feels that putting it all on the pay-per-view, one, it makes the show too long because for every hour, there has to be a certain amount of ad time on Peacock. And so for every couple matches you add, you make the show every additional match, you make the show 30-ish minutes longer, essentially. And so he does not want to do 4-hour pay-per-views for non-big fours. That's his thing. And then the other thing is, just like I said, he wants to make the TV stronger by having pay-per-view level matches, air quotes, on the TV. So that's his personal opinion on it. Has anyone tried to dissuade it? I don't know.
See, here's
the talent get annoyed about it.
Here's my problem with that, bro. All right, that reasoning is cool, but you could have a sixth match to kind of even things out. Because, bro, a lot of these 5-match pay-per-views, while they're good in length and giving you time to to do whatever you want with the rest of your night. Okay, but you can't just put garbage on the 3 hour pay-per-view and expect us to be like, here's this garbage, or not even just the garbage. Expect us to watch an hour and 45 minutes of wrestling in 3 hours, where the other hour and 15 or the other.
Rob, I'll ask you this question.
It's like,
Do you think
god damn, bro.
Rob, do you think anybody would complain if we got a 6-match, 3-hour, 20-minute pay-per-view? I wouldn't complain.
No,
If that extra match made the show better, I'm not complaining.
no, you don't even have to do it in you don't even have to do it in fucking 3 hours and 20 minutes, bro. You can do it in 3 hours, but they got so many ads, but they're broke, so they got so many
Rob,
fucking ads to run.
Bash of Berlin, right? And I like that show. I thought it was very good. Imagine that exact same show, right? But 20 minutes longer, and you had Andrade and Melo on there also. That's an even better show.
20 minutes longer, and you have Braun and Ilya on the show.
It's just a better show.
Like, come on, bro. Thank you for the super chat. Matt Hennessy, 59 euros. Interesting that Sheamus signed a new deal with WWE. It felt like he was going to leave last year with how vocal he was. I guess things worked out. Do you ever think one of the reasons Cedric chose WWE over AEW could have been due to TK's big swole comments? No, I don't think that it could have been due to her comments. I think Cedric is just at a point where, like, bro, he wants to go, bro, because I don't think he would have been offended by the idea of going down to NXT to help Javon Evans and like help some of the younger guys that were just like him getting up. I think that with Cedric, he's just like, bro, I just want to wrestle, and the main roster's not letting me wrestle. And I think he kind of realizes that he'd kind of be like a Tony Nese kind of guy in AEW, where he's kind of wrestling on Ring of Honor, wrestling in like enhancement squash matches on fucking Collision and shit. So I think, Eva, what do you think?
Matt, thank you so much for the really generous super chat. With Sheamus, he wanted to leave. He was not happy. Last year, he was unhappy on SmackDown. And he was unhappy with his creative where he was wrestling Pretty Deadly every week. He was unhappy with his matches getting their time cut because of the Bloodline stuff. And he was looking to leave, and he's making inquiries, and he's reaching out to people in AEW and trying to gauge how much money he can make. And he was kind of just mentally at that place. The time off allowed him to kind of clear his head and decide what he wanted. And when he came back and was brought back to TV by Hunter in like the spring, his mindset was basically, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I just want to have fun. And Hunter put him on Raw and put him in position to just have the matches he wants to have and wrestle the style he wants to wrestle. And since doing that, he's been very happy in this situation. And so he was in a much better place personally with WWE. And then they came with him with a very good offer, a really, really good money offer. And all I'll say is he had an idea what AEW was going to give him. And then WWE gave him a certain amount. And he's in a good situation. And he said, you know what, I'll stay. And so that's what he ended up doing.
Yeah, so I think he's just in that place. No, nobody's talking shit on Collision, bro. I'm saying Cedric would have been like an ROH mid Carter. Like he'd be every 5 months, he'd be the second or third guy
I think
pinned.
the thing is, Rob, I think he could have. The thing is, because I said this yesterday on Worldwide. There's not like look, if you go to Impact or TNA, sorry, it's a one-way ticket to relevancy, and Japan doesn't pay. But in his very specific case, and I don't know if he did this or not. I didn't ask him. I don't know this. I would have asked MVP and Bobby, like, what are you planning? Because if they're trying to go to AEW to do the Hurt Syndicate thing, I would be like, all right, bet. Well, my deal's expiring, so like let's do this thing, because I do think that would have been his ticket to TV time on the major shows. Like he would have been on Dynamite if he was part of that group. If he's not in the group, then yes, you're not like gonna get a big spot, But with that group, he could have done some shit. So I do wonder if he kind of like inquired about that and thought about that. I don't know, but other than that, I mean, look, I'm sure he's just fine getting a check. He's getting $350,000 to stay on WWE's TV and to stay on their roster. So that's pretty good money. Rob, are you muted?
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm eating.
Yeah,
Thank you for the super chat. Some Ganda Chanko, 35 Czar. Someone said Braun is 96 Austin, and I can see it. Him trolling guys backstage was awesome. Him versus Reed should be billed as Kong versus Godzilla. Definitely. Bro, all those segments, like him just going backstage talking shit to people, just because he's like, yo, I know I can whoop your ass. So I'm just gonna walk up and talk shit to you. Because I know you're not gonna do anything about it. Was pretty gas. Braun, but bro, Braun versus Bronson Reed is gonna be like if it takes place, if it's gonna be fucking amazing, bro. And I honestly don't doubt that if he didn't get COVID, I honestly don't doubt that it would have been him in this match. But we'll have to see later on down the line if he ever gets that shot. But hopefully by January of next year he gets his opportunity because I really love to see that match. Thank you for the super chat. Hush 199. Wendy Chu, worst gimmick in all of wrestling. In the current iteration of what it is, and even from the beginning, yeah. Like, even from the very origin of it, the start of it, the start of the sleepy shit and the wearing pajamas. I wouldn't say it's the worst, de facto worst, but it's one of the worst gimmicks of all time, bro. Like, it's horrible. Like I don't understand how it's over, and it's crazy because you see Wendy Chu, she's like doing the strikes in her matches, and then she's doing exploder suplexes, and you would think like they would just make her a regular women's wrestler, or they would give her some other kind of gimmick, right? But it's just like, why does she have to be like I don't understand it. And now she's a spooky, fucking a demon sleepy. It's just like, all right, bro, I don't care. It's dog shit. Thank you for the super chat. Honest Assaulting, $2. Home record DG in the PC moves me. I'm not feeding into that, bro. Y'all are crazy. Like we don't even know what he's doing right now. So thank you for the super chat. Don't know 199. Watch Goldberg versus Raven last night. It was electric, yo. I don't know if he was here or not, but yo, Goldberg versus Raven. Bro, I remember watching that for the first time. That was the first time I've ever seen the crowd like when a heel tried to run away. That was like the first time unless I've like missed something from ECW. It was the first time that I've ever seen somebody like get pushed back over the guardrail into getting his ass whooped. It was fucking amazing. Raven, people don't understand, bro. If only like Raven could have been one of the greatest of all time. If only he was like in the right era.
That match was so awesome. If you go to that Nitro, throughout the night they're playing these vignettes, and like Raven's sitting in the corner of like a room talking and doing his Raven shtick, and Goldberg is like you're just seeing him shadow boxing in like a room. That match is so sick. He like just tears through the entire flock and kills everybody. Kills Sick Boy, Van Hammer, all these other like jabronis. I think
Bro,
it's
he
awesome.
fucking cooked Lodi.
Yeah, yo, that match is tremendous. 98 Goldberg is phenomenal. That's just the bottom line. 98 Goldberg is so much fun.
Bro, he's so beast.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for the super chat. Black Yakuzu 94, $5. Cody being, PWI number one. Got so many people in their feelings. I love it. Hashtag QB1. Hey, man. You can have it this year, little nigga. We will give it to you this year. We'll let you have it.
That's a preview for the Observer, Rob. I'm letting you know now.
What is?
That's a Cody at number one. That's a preview, nigga.
He's not the right because he's not. I don't know if you're talking about rest of the year because the rest of the year is Swerve Strickland, brother.
Hey man, I'm just letting you know. We taking it. Swerve gonna take that little hiatus. He's gonna take that break, and Cody's catching up.
Bro,
We're pinning Roman on Saturday night's main event.
What match?
We're beating Roman on Saturday night's main event.
What match does Cody have this year that is even close to Swerve Ospreay?
Hey man,
That isn't even close. No, bro. You should know. You're the Cody fan, bro.
Y'all care about work rate?
No, bro. No, bro. I'm not doing that. What match?
No. In all complete seriousness, Swerve's matches have been better. Even though I think Cody's pay-per-view matches have been great, besides Solo.
No, they've been great, but they haven't been Swerve versus Ospreay.
No, absolutely not. Like, I think Cody's best stuff peaks at like a 4.5 to me on pay-per-view, and Swerve has Goldberg greater than Bret the shit man. Yo, Ayo, did you hear what Gunther told Bret last night? He was like, from the bottom of my heart, you are one of my childhood favorites. You were my number 2 as a kid behind Bill Goldberg, which is incredible. I don't think he's better than Bret, but Goldberg was fucking awesome. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, Swerve and Cody. So here's the thing. Like, obviously, like, yeah, I think Cody's favorite matches have been really good. Obviously, Swerve's have peaked higher. Look, the fucking Will Ospreay match is amazing. And just in general, he's like carried AEW on his back. Could you imagine AEW without Swerve? Like, it's like unfathomable, right? The Danielson match at Wembley, like, unbelievable. And so that's why, like, I don't lie. Swerve's summer has pushed him to being the number 1 in my wrestler of the year right now. He's had an amazing summer, and he's the man, and he's ascended higher than he's ever been so far. Cody Rhodes was the clubhouse leader earlier in the year because of the We Want Cody movement and the momentum and WWE being hot and the TV sellouts and the feud with The Rock and beating the Bloodline and WrestleMania. Swerve has passed him in the summer. If I was to be like objective about this, he's the leader right now. For Cody to overtake that, he'd have to produce some really, really high-end, successful box office, but also really quality work. And Swerve would basically have to continue to stay at home for a longer hiatus. So we'll see when Swerve comes back, and we'll see how this thing shakes out.
It's not happening, bro. Cody don't got that dog in him, nigga.
Cody's gonna face Roman and beat him. I'm gonna will it into existence.
Yeah, but that has to be more than 4 and 4.25 or more than 4.5.
To be honest with you, Rob, it's not even about match.
It has to be a straight up wrestling match. No bullshit. I'm
not even putting the star rating in it, because if Cody Rhodes pins Roman clean again, he's winning Wrestler of the Year.
No. Yes. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. No,
it does not. No, it does not. Rob. If they main event a major show, listen to me. If they main event a major show, and it's a big sellout, and it does big box office business, and at the main event, Cody Rhodes, the guy that put the asses in seats, pins Roman Reigns, he's winning Wrestler of the Year. It's just that bottom line.
Bro, what is the match? It's like the
LeBron legacy conversations, and you go, yo, what does it mean to get another ring? It's another ring. It's another ring. Point blank, period. And the match would be good, but like point blank, period. Just that fact alone.
No, this is like this argument is so ass. Like this.
No,
is
it's
so
not.
Ass.
No, it's not.
It's so ass.
You know the criteria of the. I'm not talking about our subjective opinions and shit like that. Again, bro, if it was purely just wrestling based, I have a totally different list, a completely different list. Bryan Danielson's on there. So many other niggas are on there, right? I'm talking about their criteria. Fez Flair, top draw, box office, top guy, pushed at the top, carrying the company, face of the brand, and the wrestling. The wrestling is obviously a factor. It matters.
Bro, but the thing is, they weren't ass. Is what I'm trying to tell you. They weren't like their matches weren't subpar. Their matches, bro. Come on. Like, what if them? Okay,
Ayo's in the chat saying, what would Roman's motivation be to lay down for Cody? He didn't even want to do it the first time. Well, here's the thing. I'm gonna talk to him. We'll figure that out. Don't worry about that. We'll take care of that. He's laying down again. And that's going to lead to Cody versus Dewey.
That nigga don't talk to you.
Cody, hey, you don't know who I talk to. Listen, and then that'll lead to Cody versus Rock, either at the Rumble or at Mania. I got the whole thing laid out. I'm going to talk to them niggas.
Nigga, yo. Do y'all hear like this level of like delusion that like
we got this,
yo,
bro?
This nigga basically just said, yo, Cody, if you want to have a minus 5-star match, big bro, it don't even matter. As long as you sell out that building and pin Cody, you're wrestler of the year.
Stephon
No,
Strickland.
it's not. It works.
Stephon
Okay, so
Strickland.
wait, hold on. There's, you know why Ric Flair was getting There's Flair. You know why he was drawing those shows? Because Ric Flair was fucking good, and every match he put on every night, he was going out there. It was a fucking great match.
I'm
You
aware.
think if
What's
he
your
went out
point?
there and was putting on subpar decent matches, you think niggas would have kept showing up? No.
What's your point?
Your point is, my point is, Cody just can't win just because he fucking sells out a building and pins Roman Reigns. That's not how that works.
Talking about but his wrestling is good enough, and if not just good enough, it's very good.
Well, what if it's not good? What if that night it's particularly very ass and the match is horrible?
Well, that's a different story, but that's not gonna happen though. They're not gonna have an ass match. Cody Rhodes, you have to be solo level bad to have a bad match with him. I'm not saying Cody Rhodes is like prime Hiroshi Tanahashi. I'm really not, right? But he's very good. And he's the type of dude that's adaptable. And like I said, you need to be solo Sikoa level butt cheeks to have a bad match with Cody Rhodes. Other than that, how many bad matches has Cody had in WWE in general, Rob? Think about this. Really think about this. A match with The Miz on Raw 2 years ago and Solo Sikoa. That's your only list. This nigga had a very good pay-per-view match with like Damian Priest in Saudi before Damian had any motion. I'm not even talking about the Damian that has like motion now. I'm talking about Damian when he was just a tall nigga in the Judgment Day. And Cody had a very good match with him. So my point is, what is the actual likelihood that a Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, two megastars in a WWE setting, there's no chance that that's going to be bad. And again, so the actual long shot is, will Roman do the job? But like I said, I got that under wraps. I'll take care of that.
There's no chance. There's no chance. Niggas have said that about a lot of niggas. There's no chance. I'm not saying it will. I'm not hoping that it's ass. Like it's Roman's in the match. I'm hoping that it's good. But I'm not just gonna take that one thing, put it on, bro. Like, okay, because like drawing.
Rob,
I'm not saying drawing doesn't matter. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that, bro. It's just like the match has to be, bro. The Danielson, like, come on.
Rob, to be sincere, I did say it also depends on what happens at the rest of Swerve's year. Because he is in the lead. If this was basketball standings, right? If this was like NBA standings, you're looking at it, Swerve is like 2.5 games ahead of Cody Rhodes. So even if Cody makes this big late push, right? Which would, let's say it's like he finishes the season, 20-5, right? It still may fall short depending on what Swerve does. So I'm not denying that. Like, let's say Swerve gets into a program with like Bobby Lashley and it's box office and it's phenomenal and it's whatever the fuck, then it's over. He sealed the deal. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But like I said, I'm gonna get in the lab. I'm gonna get in the room. I'm gonna talk to the Samoans. You know what I mean?
Guess what, Cody? You're making second team all pro wrestling champions, nigga. You're making second team, baby. Behind the first team point guard, nigga. Swerve Strickland.
I'm about to get real Republican when Swerve wins that rest of the year. I'll be like, yo, diversity and inclusion.
Come on.
Nah, I'm playing. Swerve Strickland's tremendous, and I couldn't be prouder for the success he's had this year.
Nigga stupid. That nigga said diversity and inclusion. Thank you for the super chat. Trixie. 199.
I'm gonna have Nick Khan link to them Republican outlets.
This is disgusting. Oh shit. Tag team hold on. I'm trying to see. What the fuck?
What happened?
No, I was reading something. Sorry. Thank you for the super chat. Trixie 199. Throw some on the grill when Cross is off my show. Yo, Ibu, when do you want to do that?
Do you want to do it before? Yo, I can't lie to you. I don't got that much to say about Raw except the opening segment, the main event, and the opening match, the main event. So you know what, bro?
This is the rare thing we're gonna do. We're gonna do this right now. Raw was very good. Raw was very good. Ibu, go. What were we gonna say real quick?
I was gonna say I got like 3 things to say about the whole show. So this is what I'll ask the live chat. I'm gonna give you guys the option. After these super chats, do you want to see us just cover the big bullet points and then do the cut list basically, or B, go segment by segment on Raw and then do the cut list at the end of the podcast? I'll let the people decide it.
Sorry, okay. I was making sure I didn't give out a scoop. No, Tony Khan just announced that it will be a tag team casino gauntlet tomorrow.
Tag team casino gauntlet. That's interesting. That's really interesting. That's really interesting. That means he has someone to reveal. I wonder what that means. I have a theory, Rob. I have a theory.
What's your theory?
So the Rascals were supposed to face Fraxium this week. And when I saw that, I was like, why aren't they saving that for Chicago? Does that mean that they have a bigger tag team to face Fraxium in Chicago? But now it looks like they're delaying Rascals and Fraxium, which tells me that whatever they thought they were going to have in Chicago maybe fell through. I'm not saying nothing. I don't know shit about shit with this. I don't know anything about anything. But eye emoji, I think that's interesting. I'm going to put the Windhorse fingers up. I'm connecting some dots.
What you trying to say, bro?
Hey, man, I'm just, I just think it's interesting.
Trying to say, bro?
I think it's interesting.
Oh, no. Well, never mind. Trey Miguel had surgery, according to Dave.
Oh, brother. Really?
That's
a shame. He was getting a national TV push. He was, hey, it might be time to call up Big Myron Reed.
Hey nigga, it's time
ain't that
to
nigga
call
an Impact too? Ain't he an Impact also?
Yeah, he be in there sometimes. What's his name? The Bad Child, Myron Reed, and something like that.
Yeah, I know. Ain't he like an honorary rascal? Call that nigga Myron Reed.
Yeah, nigga, he ain't no honorary rascal. Nigga, he in the rascals. I don't even know why he don't be on TNA. Hey, call that nigga up. Let's get that nigga in there.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. The chat wants us to. The chat wants us to do the broad talk on Raw and then do the big cut list. So fuck it. That's what we finna do. Let's go through these super chats, Rob, and then we'll do
Just got 13 super chats.
All right, we'll do the chat. We'll do the super chats. Then we'll do the big picture bullet points of Raw, and then we'll do the cut list.
All right, bet. Thank you for the super chat. Legend Rider, $2. Who do Wyatt Six feud with next? The Judgment Day?
I really don't know. I wouldn't mind Judgment Day. I feel like that would fit. Like the Judgment Day, they're already good at running away from niggas, so that's fine. All I do know is I'm really excited to see American Made do other things now because they're such a good team, Rob. Like we already predicted, like, oh, the Creeds and Gable are gonna be not nasty. But bro, I'm watching them last night. I'm like, these niggas are nice, bro. They're so fucking beast.
Bro.
So yeah, I they feel like a main event heel stable to me. I can't lie to you. I'm ready to shoot them dudes up the card.
Yeah, bro. Like they finally I don't know. I guess it just kept annoying me that Gable lost. It's not that I don't like the Wyatt Six. Like when they were doing the whole spooky stuff, that's when I didn't like them. But then when they stopped,
At the beginning, when
okay,
when he's like running, when he was like backtracking away from Nikki Cross at the very beginning, and she's just crawling, and it's like, all right, bro, like it's just a it's just a short girl with some smoke surrounding her, bro. You know what I will say? I'll bury the lead here and say this, Rob. Dexter Loomis is moving me. I can't cap.
Hey man, as long as he just lets himself get thrown around.
You know what's funny? Titty. My brother, he was the one dude during NXT. He was like, yo, that nigga Loomis nice. I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? He's like, hey, bro. Hey, you don't understand. Loomis tough. And I'm like, no, he's not. And I was watching Raw with him last night. He was like, I try to tell you about Loomis. And I'm like, I guess.
I'm right.
Yo, no, I used to like Loomis is doing dives now and moves and like he's doing like sentons off the apron and fucking backsplashes through tables and shit.
He's actually trying and shit.
Where did this bag come from, bro? This nigga.
Iggy said that boy bouncing.
Yo, Loomis is getting bouncy. Loomis is better than Solo Sikoa. I'll just say it.
Yeah.
Loomis over Solo.
No. Thank you for the super chat. Anthony, $4.99. So let's say their next shoot is Otis and Alpha Academy. Where do we go from there? Seems like that's the feud they lose.
Brother, they will not, nor should they, lose the feud to the Otis and Alpha Academy. Also, they've already done most of the matches. The only one they haven't done is Otis and Chad directly, which I think they should just do within the next month or two. To answer AO asked a good question. Asked a good question. He said, "Serious question. How can they shoot up the card? Gable's an established loser. He's lost to everyone 3 times. That's true, but you know what it is? It's that weird and I don't co-sign his booking. It's that weird WWE wins and losses don't matter effect where he's more over for being involved with the Wyatts because the Wyatts are over, and because they're so over, Gable's "you suck" chants and those reactions are getting hotter and hotter and hotter, and the crowd enjoys watching him and his team fight the Wyatts, so to speak, and they're portrayed like seriously. It's just that ultimately at the end of these matches, the good guys are able to get the best of Chad because fucking Uncle Howdy's or whatever the fuck, he's a mystical wizard, whatever you want to say, but. That's a good point. They lost, so obviously you'd have to rehabilitate them with some wins. Thankfully, I do think those are coming because in between those Wyatt matches, when they were having those Wyatt matches, they'd have the Creeds beat up on Tozawa and Otis and other teams in between. So yeah, obviously you can't go straight to main events with these guys. You gotta be proper with it. So again, I take the next month or two to rehabilitate them when it comes to the wins and losses factor, and then you're closing the year out with them in major situations.
Yo, also
What's up?
Dexter, yo. All right, look. Why are you getting kind of bouncy, bro? No, Diddy. Listen,
He getting bouncy.
that splash, I'm not going for that splash for very long. You better turn that bitch into a moonsault or something, nigga.
Yo, Eric Rowan also, bro. He's been beat. I'm telling Bo Dallas. Nothing against Bo Dallas. He's fine. He's fine. But the other 3 niggas are, I kind of like this team, from a wrestling standpoint, more than I'd expect to. Because Loomis does moves now. And Joe Gacy is actually quietly kind of dynamic. And Eric Rowan's always been really fun. And we saw it with those AEW tags. And he's kind of continued the same thing. He's just a monster that does cool shit and just, destroys everybody. So I wouldn't mind just seeing them. I know people want to see them in a storyline. I wouldn't mind just throwing them in 6-man tags on TV, bro. Just fighting people.
Bro, we need to see Bo, bro. But the thing is, I don't want to see Bo with the mask on, bro. Take the fucking
Yeah,
mask
you got to
off.
take that shit off.
You got to take that fucking mask off, bro. Come on.
Everybody, even Nikki Cross took her shit off. Everybody took their shit off.
Yeah, take that shit off. Thank you for the super chat. Kale, 20 Mexican pesos. Genuinely embarrassed at how I popped for Bronson Reed.
Yo, Rob, I was losing my mind.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
Braun, for those that didn't see it, there was a 4-way main event. Winner gets Braun Breaker for the IC title. Strowman clears off the announce table. He's standing facing the crowd on the side of the announce table. And out of nowhere, Bronson Reed jumps, and Bronson Reed appears, stands on top of the barricade, jumps off of it, and just fucking tsunamis Braun Strowman through the table. Out of nowhere, really, really exciting. He missed last week due to COVID. And so this is how they reintroduced him. He looks like he's not done with Braun Strowman, which is good because their match a few weeks ago was awesome, where they had that match with the fucking big splash on the car. And you know what's funny, Rob? If WWE was cool and Triple H was a real nigga, he wouldn't do a 5-match rule. He'd give us fucking 8 matches, and Braun Strowman versus Bronson Reed in a fucking last man standing match would be on that damn card. That's what a cool company would do. But no, they're going to do that match. It's going to be an hour 2 of Raw in a week or 2.
The Raw, but the Raw the week of Bad Blood.
Yeah. That Bad Blood go home Raw is probably going to have that in Jey Uso versus Braun, which again, Jey Uso Braun, you can put that shit on Raw. That's fine. You can put that one on Raw. But Reed and Strowman in a big destructive plunder match, that'd be fucking terrific to do on pay-per-view.
Bro, the show is called Bad Blood.
Yeah.
That have bad blood on the show, bro.
Yeah, let these fat niggas break shit.
That's another thing. I noticed that he likes to do the 5-match cards too, because it lets every match kind of go 10 to 15 minutes. But niggas like Jay Cargill don't need to be going 10 to 15 minutes, bro. You give that fucking get and put like 6 or 7 matches on the show and shorten that match up about like 8 minutes. Come on. Thank you for the super chat. Hush 199. Is DG still going to buzzer? Why he's still not signed?
Yeah, it's going to Game 7.
Yeah.
Why is he not re-signed? I don't know. AEW's under the impression that he's staying. That's the indication that they've been given. They've made overtures to have him sign in the last 2 weeks. 2 to 3 attempts, I was told. He hasn't signed yet, but makes it clear to them that he intends to do so. Following All Out hasn't happened. My prediction is that it's going to the buzzer. Yeah, that's the picture. Bro, look at that shit. You know what's crazy, Rob? In the summer, Braun Breaker was the guy that did like the really explosive meathead angles on Raw. And it was always funny because I'd watch this 3-hour show and it would just chuck along. And then Braun would come out and just break a barricade or spear a guy around the ring, and you fucking rip your shirt off and be like, ah. Now Bronson Reed's that guy. Seeing him find creative ways to do the tsunami is like the simple joy that I need on a Monday.
No, definitely, bro. Like he's become one of the great parts of Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
Like when last year he had go away heat. It's kind of crazy. Thank you for the super chat. Jacob Donnelly, $5 on a possible 2-hour Raw. The Pure Fusion Collective and Final Testament should be at the top of the list of no TV time.
We'll let y'all know.
They can get a 3-minute squash.
Don't bury the lead here, Rob. We're gonna keep it. We'll save it.
Definitely. Thank you for the super chat. $10. Iggy. Good afternoon. Thoughts on WWE's women division and how to improve it? Because outside Rhea and Liv, nothing is really happening, especially with Io and Bianca stuck trying to get the tag team division over.
It's funny. Triple H has taken Io and Bianca, 2 of his best women's wrestlers, and he's like, yo, I need some help with this women's tag division. Help a nigga out. And they really are artificially propping it up because, Rob, when Io and Kyrie have their little tags on TV with like Shayna and Zoe, I watch those matches. I'm like, yeah, this is pretty good because Io's great, right? Well, last night, I mean, when you watch a women's tag match on Raw that doesn't have Io Sky in it, holy shit. That Natalia return match was ass. With fucking
I didn't even watch it, bro. I was watching football.
The Pure Fusion Collective versus Zelina Vega, Natalia, and Lyra was some garbage. There was
the Pure Fusion Collective is Shayna, Sonya, and Zoe.
And here's the thing. Shayna and Zoe are solid wrestlers. Sonya isn't very good at all. And again, in a match that doesn't have an Io Sky hot tag, my fucking goodness, no heat at all. The crowd barely cared when Natalia came in. And I used to like Natty; she's a sweetheart, but they didn't give her much, and it was just like, what is there to say about any of this shit? So, what does that even mean? I asked Creative, why are they called the Pure Fusion Collective? And they told me because they're a collective of women with different styles of wrestling, and that Shayna is trained by Billy Robinson, and what's it called? Sonya is like a kickboxer, and Zoe is like a real wrestler, a hard striker. So they're a fusion of pure wrestling and different styles, and so they're the Pure Fusion Collective. That's their legitimate explanation.
Niggas talking about Sonya do kickboxing. If JD Griffey didn't exist, she would be the worst the worst kickboxing wrestler of all time. If JD Griffey was non-existent.
All I know is that's what they told me, Rob. They were like, "Yo, we're a fusion of different like martial arts styles in wrestling." And then they have matches where like that has nothing to do with their match. Like, they're just having wrestling matches. They're not fucking acting like shooters at all.
Yeah, it's real bad. It's like yeah, you would think they would try to like do some.
Yo, someone in my comments, it was Ryan Duckworth. Everybody thinks like the Joker for the casino tag thing is machine guns, but Ryan Duckworth said what? And he said no way it's them, right? And he posted the Golden Lovers, and because I'm a shameless asshole, even though I'm not really excited to see Kenny Omega have to kind of like work with Kota Ibushi. If I saw them niggas on Wednesday, I'm losing my mind. This is what it is.
Yo, yeah, like
It is what
yo,
it is.
I'm being delusional, and if they show up, I'm saying they go crazy.
Nigga, my hypocritical ass is popping out of my shorts. Like I'm losing my mind.
Yeah, dead ass, bro. Like, come on. Oh. Like, y'all so mad. Yeah.
Someone said Lucha Bros versus Bucks one last time. That'd be hot. That'd be so funny. That'd be so funny.
One last time in Wrestle Dream.
Who knows, man?
Shit.
Penta believes that Penta believes his deal is expired, and Phoenix's deal has not expired yet.
Heh.
Drew McIntyre is roasting Humble Wrestling on Twitter.
Yo, what did he do? Let me see.
You know the bracelet girl, right?
Yeah.
So on her tweet where she said a heads up would be nice, that's in reference to WWE. That's in reference to WWE. What's it called? Selling the bracelets. Drew McIntyre wrote all this bitching and moaning and crying. No wonder CM Punk is your hero. And then Humble said, "She cooked you last time, brother." And then Drew said, "She ain't gonna shag you, brother."
Ah, that's crazy. That is crazy, yo. Drew is wild, bro.
Yeah, it's a mad thing.
Yo, this nigga is crazy. Thank you for the super chat. Will Chisholm, $5. How likely is it that WWE will let women like Io face Stephanie Valkyrie and Julia in NXT?
How likely?
It's kind of interesting. We could see the EO in the role that Sasha, Mercedes now.
Bro, it's not happening, bro. They're not gonna do Io and Julia before the main roster. Use your common sense. That's stupid, guys. You invested all this money in Julia, and you're gonna blow your load on the biggest match you could probably do with her, the biggest and best match you could do with her, and you're gonna do it while she's still in NXT when she's likely only gonna be there for at most a year.
Yeah, nigga, you don't know. Nigga, you don't know. She could still be in. I'm not saying she will be, but she could still be in NXT this time next year. And you know
I'm
how
gonna say it
horny they
straight
are
up.
to be.
Io Sky and Julia.
Every time it's title Tuesday, NXT versus WWE. Then they're looking to blow their load on something.
Io versus Julia is gonna happen at WrestleMania or a SummerSlam. That's my prediction.
I don't know. I think they do it sooner because it's WWE, bro. They will do anything for a ratings grab. Thank you for the super chat.
I can see them bringing Io to pop a number. I just don't see it being a singles match with Julia.
It will probably be a tag, something like that.
Mm.
Thank you for the super chat. BLK, $6.99 Canadian. Second show ever after Dynamite Owen finals in July. Love Ilya. Wish he won, but hashtag Yeet Man strikes again. Oh well. Any idea what the plans for Ilya are looking like?
The plans for Ilya are they believe that he's so good in the ring that he can get over in any setting that they put him in, which is why they gave him 20 minutes in that main event to just do his thing. His big long-term opponents are rematches with Braun Breaker and the inevitable clash with Gunther. Triple H works. So I'll give you guys a scoop. Triple H and Gunther figure out Gunther's creative together, meaning Gunther has heavy input on what he does, right? And Hunter convinced Gunther that they should not do him and Ilya anytime soon. He basically was like, you should wait till Ilya is a bona fide main event player with character development so that you maximize it. Because he basically was like, you guys could have a great match. Wouldn't it be better if you guys were so over and people really want to see it and Ilya's a super over character on the show and just not a good little
you say this, but then you doing it on house shows, nigga.
Well, that's different because that's just giving the live house something. The point is, he talked Gunther into saving it for later, is the bottom line. Ilya's intermediary big opponent will be Braun Breaker. Because Hunter's a psychopath that plays the long game, Rob, I think Ilya breaks Braun's IC run. I think he's the one to win it, and I don't know when that happens, but I think when that happens, he's gonna hold it for a while, and then he makes it to Gunther.
Yeah, because Braun never actually pinned Ilya, so
He's never pinned Ilya Dragunov,
never.
which
Thank
is
you.
intentional for them to face 2 3 times on TV, and one of them is like a no contest, and the other one's like a DQ, and the other one is like referee stoppage. That's intentional.
No, definitely. We have 12 super chats. Do you want to like get through a couple, then you get through the rest at the end and do the roster cut in between, or
Let's just let's just finish it. Let's just finish the super chats.
all right? Brendan Thomas 199, Statlander to WWE. What?
Where did that come from?
No, I'm about to say like what are you
How are you
talking
gonna
about?
send a random super chat like this with zero context and then ask like this? Thank you for the super chat, Brendan, but I don't know where that came from.
Yeah, vernacular 499. Gunther smiling his way through a hokey promo as if to say he's too good for it all is golden. He is solidifying himself as a main event heel.
Bro, it's crazy because he's the best wrestler in the company. WWE style television isn't even his thing, and he's great at it. He's terrific at it. So,
Yeah, he's like, bro, his whole attitude where he's just like, we can use that to talk about the Brett segment. Bro, that whole fucking where he's just like, and you were always number two behind my number one, Bill Goldberg.
godly.
And he's just like, but he's not taking it dead serious at all. He's just like knows he's trolling. It's great. It's great. Thank you for the super chat, Brendan Thomas. Another 199. Love stat versus Willow. She should be a bigger star. You still like haven't like given context to your last super chat. You
Um, all I know is Willow and Stat are terrific, in that match they had on Saturday was the best women's match of the year in America. And I think they're the two best women's wrestlers on AEW's roster at this point.
yeah, but yo, you still need to like clarify your last super chat, bro. Like, come on. Thank you for the super chat. Raheem Mathani 499. I feel like WWE's main focus for free agents this year was signing more women. What changed for them to go seriously for the Machine Guns, Lucha Bros, and others?
What changed was Hunter looked around and was like, damn, when did our tag division get ass?
He's like, yeah, bro. Like, he was like, yo, this is like really, really bad, like really, really bad, and we should like fix this. So but that's a good thing that he's like paying attention to what we like. That thing came out that told us that he pays attention to what we talk about. Yeah, bro. Like, please, please do. I would hope that you do. Thank you for the super chat, Raheem Mathani, another 499. You think it's MCMG or the Hurt Syndicate for the match tomorrow?
That's for the Casino Gauntlet tag. Man, I mean, if there was no surprise, that'd be like insane, right? Like, why would you do this match without a surprise? So obviously, there's a surprise. The question is, who's the Joker? Um,
And don't forget,
if it was Hurt, it's not a trios match, so it's a tag, right? So if it was Hurt Syndicate, who would be tagging with Bobby? Just MVP? I mean, it's possible. It's possible. Uh, I'm gonna just say Motor City Machine Guns. I'm gonna say Machine Guns. I don't know this. I have no fucking clue.
yeah, I have no fucking idea.
But I'm just gonna throw that one out there because why? What else? What else could they be making this gauntlet for?
Um, Maybe a returning tag team, but can you think of any tag teams that are out right now?
No.
Yeah, like so. I don't know. We'll find out. Um, some Reaper 35, 499. Used to think Cody would be 100% return to AEW years from now, but seeing him angle to be an Triple H successor has me doubting it. Percentage you put on it ever happening?
I don't think Cody will ever come back for a full time run with AEW. I do think he will somehow. somehow be allowed to appear on their programming in some capacity someday for
Yeah,
appearance of some kind.
yeah, for some sort of like anniversaries thing or whatever.
Yeah, I used to think Cody was coming back too, but he just signed a 5-year extension, and he signed one of the biggest contracts in the history of professional wrestling. And he already, without saying too much, he has a lot of say so behind the scenes, creatively and organizationally.
Yeah. Thank you for the super chat. Black Yakuza 94. Bronson is my pick to beat Braun for the title. To be honest,
I want to see that shit, bro. I want
no,
to see.
I don't pick Bronson to beat him for the title, but I pick Bronson to be one of the niggas he takes down for the title.
I don't know who I think should win. I want to see the match. It is going to happen this year. I say do it at Survivor Series.
No, definitely. I think you should do that in Vancouver.
Even though
But
Canada sucks, you know.
yeah, like I don't know. It's a WWE Canada crowd still suck too.
It'll be fine though. But yeah.
Everywhere outside of like Montreal and Toronto is pretty bad. So, thank you for the super chat. Lindell Cunningham, 4.99. Great. Now I have to watch MCMG versus the Bucks instead of Fraxium. The Bucks are still good, bro. Like y'all need to stop doing this. The Bucks are pretty well. The Bucks are pretty well because every time y'all do that, they still go out and prove that they're not every fucking time, bro. Like holy shit.
They're
I
not
just want to jump
they're
on
not
crank.
like they're not what they were in their peak, but they're not bad. And
Like they're not bad, bro. Like they're not Chris Jericho level. Y'all act like they're Chris
no, no, no,
Jericho
no, no, no.
levels of bad, and that's not
Chris
true.
Jericho's finished. Chris Jericho's finished. The Bucks are past their prime, but still very good. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I look. If you're an NXT fan that was looking forward to seeing them there, and you're disappointed, like I get it, but I don't know what to tell you, nigga. Tough break. I don't know.
Oh, break, nigga, tough break,
I
nigga.
don't know.
In the Bucks match, is still gonna be good. And when they have when they have a match similar to what they had as Generation Me, I don't want none of you niggas going on the timeline doing that. We're sorry. No, because you should have never said it in the first place.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not like one of those people that like care that much about where these people go. To be honest with you, because like when I thought that the Guns were going to NXT, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then now that there's a possibility that it's actually AEW, I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like I don't know, I watched all this shit, so I was like, it's whatever to me. That's really what it is. Because I watch all the shows. Well, NXT, I watch like the shit that like is recommended, but like because I watch all this shit, it doesn't mean anything to me. Like it's like okay, I'll watch the Guns on fucking TBS. Like I don't, I don't care.
Yeah, like come on, bro. Thank you for the super chat. Matt Hennessy, 249 euros. Does TK and Triple H both know how bad Solo and Y2J are?
Well, Chris Jericho doesn't have the say so and backstage sway in AEW that he did 2 years ago. So that's your answer to that one. With regards to Solo Sikoa, Triple H thinks he's like kind of bad, but it doesn't matter. He's a member of the family. You know, he's a member of the Samoan family. They put so much time and resources into pushing him, and so you kind of have to see it through because here's the thing: if you invested that much time, you can't just turn on a dime and now he's like nothing in a job. You have to follow through at least a little bit. And they built up a lot with equity. So you have to continue to follow it up a little bit. Plus, beyond that, Roman Reigns will not allow for them to bury his cousin. So the deal here is like I'm not saying Triple H doesn't have control of the storyline, but it's like Heyman's involved and Roman's involved and The Rock is involved. You can't go, oh well, I think Solo's bad, so now nothing with Solo. No, you can't do that. But obviously, there's some adjustments to that already have been made. They're not doing Cody and Solo at Bad Blood. You know why they're not doing that at Bad Blood? Because they know niggas don't want to see it. So he's gonna face Cody on Friday. You're gonna get a big angle at the return of that. At the end of that, and then you'll kind of take the next step. And the biggest sign that they've made a pivot is that Jacob Fatu is already being positioned as like the big bad. Cody Rhodes on SmackDown last week was like, "Yo, enough of Solo, bro. Like, I want to fight Jacob. Jacob, why don't you step up and fight me for this title?" And Jacob Fatu walked up to Cody like he's about to get right, and then he kind of backed down and was like, "No, yo, Solo, you got it."
Solo,
What is
I
that?
love you.
I love you. I love you, Solo. That's what the point they were telling you, and fans who were like, "Oh my god, why are they not doing Cody and Jacob?" Bro, use your common sense. They are telling you this is the bullshit one. You're getting this first. Then you're getting that one later because that's the big one. They've already positioned Jacob Fatu versus Roman and Jacob Fatu versus Cody as the big matches. Because think about it, Rob. The last time we saw Roman, you know why Roman's been out for a few weeks? He's selling a beatdown that Jacob gave him.
Because Jacob Batu touched on that nigga.
He touched on him.
Violently.
Roman Reigns came back and he one-shotted the Gorillas of Destiny. He one-shotted Solo with one spear. But Jacob super kicked him and beat the dog shit out of him in a walking boot. Power scaling wise, they've made it clear who the strongest in the bloodline is. It's Jacob. So that's your answer there of like what Triple H thinks.
Yeah. I mean, and Y2J is Y2J, so
AO said, what will WWE do with Solo? So here's the thing, AO. It's gonna be like a very gradual transition down. Like I said, it's not gonna be a sharp one because it looks crazy. I think what will happen is he will slowly settle into a role that like makes all parties happy. They can't take him off TV because that's politically inconvenient. What they'll do is, I think what he settles at, to be honest with you, I think he will turn babyface and be a trio with the Usos. I could see that, in my opinion. That's my opinion. But what I do believe to be the case is once everything is in the places that they're expected to be in, Solo will just settle back into a mid-card role on the TV doing something.
Yeah.
They'll try to find an effective spot in the rotation for him. When Solo was just the enforcer, like he was never that good, but he was like it wasn't like offensive because he wasn't being pushed as a main eventer. The problem is he's not a first option scorer. That's his issue. You don't put the ball in his hands and expect buckets. You know, he's a guy that gets rebounds for you off the bench.
Yeah, so thank you for the super chat. Oh, nice time in super chat. Harjiv Singh, 199. We need Julian NXT on this podcast, to be
Who's
honest.
Julian NXT?
Hold on, I'm about to see.
They better not be who I think it is. Is he talking about Julian Weeks?
Yeah, hopefully.
Someone said Solo Speed Koa. Yo, Solo on Speed would be comedy. The Rock would come up and shoot Triple H.
Yo. The Rock would be like, The Rock would call Triple H and be like, nigga, do you think this is a game?
Yo, he's like, nigga, do you like working here? Like,
nigga, do you know what I could do with that heart monitor, nigga? You think you think niggas is cracking jokes now, bro? Like,
yeah,
funny.
On, bro.
Jay Stone, $5. Is Alina falling asleep during Dragon's match and not being there to stop Liv, who she was beefing with, only to have a half-star 6-woman tag is crazy.
Yeah, I gotta yell at someone in creative for that. Dragon Lee is facing Dominic. He's doing his thing. He's doing all his cool moves. Liv Morgan pulls up and just fucking chop blocks him. Zelina, where are you? Pull up and fight this woman. Why are you not like? Why are you not?
What Dana say about Steve Mazzagatti? Fucking idiot! You in the corner picking up,
Joaquin Wild
making your fucking Walmart list. Pick up some eggs, some milk. Like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? You're in a fucking group.
Like I said, bro, Joaquin Wild and Mendoza and Ray, like they were taking care of the other dudes. Where is Zelina?
Like, come on, bro. You're grown. Be grown. You're in a group, not by yourself. Thank you for the super chat. Slim Reaper 35, $4.99. You think Punk gets nostalgic? See his AEW clips like fans do. Was really
watch anything from his AEW run.
Damn, bro, I wasn't. Damn.
Did I step on your joke or something?
No, I wasn't even doing a joke. I wasn't even done. He was like, "Well, Punk doesn't." I was like, "Damn."
No, he doesn't watch anything back.
Yeah, because he probably knows half of it was pretty bad. Was really a perfect match on paper. Wonder if it makes him sad, like fans. It ain't work.
Yeah, like I said, he doesn't watch any of that.
He's like, yeah, man. How did I go in the ring and embarrass myself like this? Thank you for the super chat. Trust the process. 34, 199. Should the new day, damn, jump to AEW?
Their deals are expiring this year. I don't know
Hmm.
if they make the jump. I don't know if it happens. All I know is that their deals are expiring this year.
Yo, for some reason, I really want them to win the tag titles next week.
They the company has creative plans to do a big story with them surrounding their 10th anniversary because we're coming up on the 10th anniversary of the New Day. But with regards to what their next move is going to be, I don't know. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying,
I
bro.
wouldn't mind seeing them. I wouldn't. You know, it's funny. Joe Holbert on his channel said that he wants he wants the New Day to go to AEW. He was saying that like he loves the New Day, but it's a shame that he doesn't care that much about them right now, and that he thinks that they've just done everything there is to do in WWE. Um, and I understand that perspective. I understand that perspective.
I wouldn't hate seeing Damian Priest screw the Judgment Day out of the tag team titles on the New Day's 10th anniversary. I wouldn't mind seeing that.
I don't hate it.
That's absolutely what they should do because the Judgment Day just got their get back this week, so they have to get their get back next week. Thank you for the super chat. Just the process 34, another another $5, excuse me. What's up with WWE constantly spamming announce table spots on literally every single show for the last 1 to 2 months? TKO got a table fetish?
Easy pop is the quick answer.
Yeah, like it's very well. They used to do that shit, and well, they didn't do it all the time, but it would usually open Raw or end Monday Night Raw, or be in the middle of Monday Night Raw back in the day. So
Mm-hmm.
thank you for the super chat, Glick Foley, 4.99. Be fucking for real. If WWE had the same exact booking content they currently do, but with Vince still in charge, would it be as gas praised like it is now? No.
Well,
Well,
well, here's
yeah.
the thing. The problem with this, the flaw with this question is the company wouldn't look like this if Vince was there. Like there's some overlapping elements, of course, but
Austin Theory would have been a 5-time Universal Champion right now.
it just wouldn't look like this, and we have so much evidence to suggest that. So, it's like the premise of the question is really flawed. I guess what Glick is trying to imply is that like people are just praising the WWE product because they like Triple H and they want to praise him, and there's obviously going to be some of that. I think that was more prevalent like when he first took over. Like when he was first took over, there was like some slight placebo effect of like, oh my god, it's different in every single which way possible. But it was also because standards were so low. It was like just getting a decent show with like logic was like everything to fans. Um, but yeah, like to answer your question, like it's just a flawed premise because Vince's show wouldn't look like this. We know what Vince's show looked like right before he resigned. He was pushing Veer and Omos, and Butch had to wear a cabbie hat, and his name was Butch. And you know, Adam Cole was pitched to be a manager for Keith Lee, and they were going to shave his head and change his name. We know what Vince's WWE looked like. We saw the dripstick on the show. You know, they built feuds
Yo,
around Miz
yo,
and Morrison and the dripstick. He was
Austin,
squirting water at him. That was a team.
bro, on Monday Night Raw in the middle of the show on primetime
The Miz
TV.
won the Miz beat Drew McIntyre and won the WWE Championship, and then they had him doing a cat and mouse Tom and Jerry game with Bobby Lashley for an entire episode.
For a
They,
week.
they, they broke the Hurt Business. Hold on, Robin. They broke the Hurt Business up for no reason at the peak of their powers. Jinder Mahal and Drew McIntyre were feuding over a sword and a motorcycle. Baron Corbin teamed up with became Happy Corbin, and him and Madcap Moss were running a SmackDown. We know what Vince's WWE looked like. He hated you. He thought you were a stupid mark if you watched his product.
He thought he could do things and then do other things a couple like a week later because you forgot what he did last week. Because he thought you were the one that had dementia when really it's him. Thank you for the super chat.
The
Hush one.
Nickelodeon slime on Braun Strowman.
Bro, that was crazy. Bro, no, the pranked episode when they were doing the whole fucking the hidden cameras, the entire episode of SmackDown with the
Rob.
like
Oh
you
my
said with the
God.
slime
Yeah,
and
it turned into Rob Dyrdek's ridiculousness.
and then at the end, Braun gets his comeback by turning the fucking car over the production truck over. So
Rob,
gay, so corny.
the
Like,
famous, we all love Bianca versus Sasha Banks. We all love her, right?
yeah.
I ask you this. Do you remember who the TV feud was built around?
Oh, it's big Somali hours, nigga. It was big. It was big. What's his name in GCW now?
Fucking
Sydney.
Sidney Hakeem,
Big
Reginald.
big Sydney Akeem, nigga. Reggie.
Yes.
Thank you for the super chat. Hush 199. Yeah, quote unquote Cody got power backstage. Laughs in Samoan. What you got to say there, Ava?
I believe in Cody, man. He's doing his thing.
No. Thank you for the super chat. Matt Hennessy, 249 euros. Thought Motor City would have been signed with WWE. Are they with AEW now?
I don't know. I don't know. I
I have
refuse to
no
Motor
idea.
City Machine Guns reporting. But I'll say this. Way back in March, there were creative pitches for them to face the Bucks at Double or Nothing. And then it didn't happen. So I thought, okay, that's kind of strange. And then things got quiet in their front. And then there was WWE whispers. And so I thought maybe because they were expected to sign with AEW, right? They were expected to sign there. And there was even some people within the business saying they already agreed to a deal without signing it, right? Then what came out was that WWE was also basically hitting them up before it was official, saying, hey, come over here. And they were throwing money at them. And it felt like they were holding out partially because neither offer was that big money-wise. That was the internal whispers from people in wrestling. Fast forward numerous months, they're wrapping up their indie dates. People are expecting it to potentially go in one way, and things have just gotten very, very quiet. So we'll see what that means. It does feel like maybe they're the surprise for AEW. We're gonna find out. I'll tell you this: if they don't show up in this gauntlet, I think you can officially put to rest the idea that they're going to AEW. So we'll find out. We will find out.
We will find out. Thank you for the super chat. Matt Hennessy, another 249.
Sean Ireland said that Dave said they were heading to WWE. When did Dave say this? Yeah, just let me know. I don't, Matt Hennessy, 249 euros. Ray and Dragon Lee should beat Judgment Day for the tag titles. Yeah, I agree.
Either them or fucking who did I just say should have beat them for the tag titles next week? Them and New Day. Be cool. Thank you for the super chat. And the last super chat for now, Hush 199. Walter would have been the dove if Vince was around. Yeah.
Yes, he was literally like 2 weeks away from like his push ending and getting buried for no reason.
Yeah, bro. So, the push that he gave him. The push that he gave him.
He's late stage Vince is the worst booker of all time.
Bro, he gave him the Intercontinental title in 8 minutes against Ricochet. Then let him squash Ricochet in a rematch a week later, and he was gonna fire him and bury him. Like, come on, bro. These niggas psychotic. Think of your super chat, Raheem Athani, 499. I heard Trey Miguel's injured. Yeah, we talked about that earlier.
It's really unfortunate. This is the biggest national push of his life.
Yeah. Anthony, 199. Styles, Sabin, Shelley, TNA wins again. Thank you for the super chat and Evu. Let's get into this list, brother.
Bob, throw this Raw roster up. You know what? Actually, before we do that, let me make a tweet to hype it up. Yeah, you got is that the Raw roster?
Sir, WWE Raw.
Raw. You know what, Rob? This is dumb, but dang, you should have gave me a little more prep time. I didn't know that was our last super chat because I want to make a tweet about it. This is what we'll do. 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 Scroll through this roster and give me while I'm making this tweet, point out the definite people who obviously will have their roles intact with the 2-hour format.
Well, Braun, Bronson Reed, Brutus Creed, Carlito, Chad, Punk, Cruz, Dragon Lee, Damian Priest and Dom, Drew, Finn, Gunther, Ilya, JD, Jay, Joaquin Wild, Julius Creed.
I don't know if Joaquin stays, I don't know.
What you mean, bro?
I love Joaquin, but it's just a 2-hour show,
It's a 2 and he can't have a 6 to 8 minute tag match.
I don't know, bro.
Hey man,
I don't know.
we'll get to a second. Carry on. Well, no. Kofi Kingston, Liv Morgan, Ludwig Kaiser, Lyra. I don't know if Otis stays in.
Nah, Otis stays in.
Pete Dunne, Ray, definitely Ray, Sammy, Rhea, Sheamus, Seth. Well, Seth is not gonna
You
be
can,
here.
you can get back to the top, Rob. We're gonna do this one by one. Go ahead.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So first up,
We'll go name by name. Obviously, Adam Pearce has to be on the thing. Akam, Akam. Listen, man, I got love for the AOP. I really do. As long as they're in the Final Testament, y'all niggas are getting axed.
yeah, bro. Like
Final
it's not worth.
Testament. Welcome to main event.
Hey, man. Hey, y'all could be like Ricochet, you know. Hey, y'all want to watch me wrestle? Check me out on main event.
Yes.
Akira Tozawa.
Tozawa and Otis get reactions, and their matches are always hot and dynamic and fun. Tozawa can stay on Raw.
Yeah, Tozawa can do a 5 minute match with a Otis. No, not with Otis, with a Bronson Reed if he needs to.
Alba Fire, welcome to main event. No
Asuka,
disrespect.
she's not back yet.
Asuka and Becky, when they come back, they're top stars, of course. Braun Strowman can stay. Braun Breaker can stay. Bronson Reed can stay. The Creed brothers can stay. Carlito, welcome to main event. Or not main event. He's in the Judgment Day, so he's obviously going to be on the show, but no more Carlito matches ever again in the 2-hour era of Monday Night.
Carlito, welcome this 8-man tags.
No. Carlito, welcome to making faces ringside.
Come on, man.
You are a male valet. Chad Gable and CM Punk can stay. Cruz del Toro, I think he's an awesome wrestler. If it's not an 8-man tag, you will never see Cruz del Toro get minutes on this show, unfortunately. It is what it is.
Hey, man, the tag team, niggas talking about the tag team division bad. Tag team division could use Cruz and Waku and Wild.
They need more heel tag teams on Raw. That's what they're missing, actually.
That ass. Turn one of them fucking. How many babyface teams? We'll go through that later.
There's a bunch of them. No, we won't go. I don't have that much time.
Yeah, like we'll go through that probably like next week or something.
Sure.
Damian Priest,
Damian Priest, Dominic, and Dragon Lee can stay on the show. Drew McIntyre can stay on the show.
They're obviously staying on the show.
Finn Balor, yeah, everybody here. Isla Dawn, welcome to main event. Ivar, that's the guy that you give 6 minutes with somebody to have a nice match. Ivy now can stay. Io Sky can stay. JD's a part of the Judgment Day. He's useful in tag matches. Jey Uso is Jey Uso. You got to keep him. Joaquin Wilde, again, outside of 8-man tags, welcome to main event. The Creeds obviously can stay. Karrion Kross, welcome to main event.
Katana but you could do the Creeds versus Joaquin Wilde and fucking Cruz del Toro on the Raw.
You could do that. That wouldn't suck. That'd be pretty good.
Karrion Kross main event. Kaden Carter, Katana Chance.
Welcome to main event.
Yeah, like main event tag team, women's tag titles. You going to main event, buddy?
I get rid of the belt.
You telling me? Kofi Kingston.
I get rid of the belts.
Kofi Kingston.
Oh, come on, Kofi can stay. Liv Morgan obviously can stay. Kaiser can stay. Lyra can stay. Maxine, you can stay. You get reactions. Natalia, I'd switch her to NXT because she can help the girls there, teach them how to work. Otis can stay. Paul Ellering, I'd make that nigga Bronson Reed's manager.
Bro, imagine Paul Ellering fucking
With his
just
over the
standing
top
there.
80s voice, just Bronson Reed is gonna.
Is 380 pounds of pure speed, pure force.
Yeah. Listen, Paul Ellering, you can stay. You
And
will be one.
Braun Breaker, he's coming to take your Intercontinental Championship.
I'm all in. I'm all in. Pete Dunne, you can stay. R-Truth. R-Truth, welcome to WWE pay-per-view pre-shows.
Welcome
Well,
to
well,
NXT,
well,
nigga.
welcome to the pre-show panel. Rey Mysterio can stay. Razor, again, I love you. Welcome to the main event. Rhea Ripley obviously can stay, as can Sami Zayn. Scarlett, I mean, she has to be linked with her husband. So again, welcome to the main event. It is what it is. If you want to be a valet for a realer nigga, we could look into that. Seth Freakin can stay. Shayna Baszler. Yeah, she can hang around, She can hang around. Sheamus can stay. Miz, welcome to main event. Sonya Deville, welcome to fucking main event.
Nigga, Miz, welcome to pre-show panel.
Miz, welcome to pre-show panels.
Tyler Bate.
Obviously, Tyler Bate can be in the rotation.
Yeah, but I mean, he's not gonna be here, bro.
Yeah, he's not even healthy.
Unless Raw stays at 2 hours, which I don't see it saying.
Big Hitbox said you guys gonna have no women's wrestling. Not at all. On a fucking 2 hour show, you don't need a division bigger than like 8 people.
I can do Zoe Stark versus Zelina Vega within that 2 hours.
Zelina Vega will win the main event, but Zoe.
Oh well, Zelina Vega. No, you know what? Yeah, no, Zelina's going to main event.
Here's the thing.
I could do Lyra versus Zoe in that 2 hours.
Check this out. You got Liv, Rhea, Io, Shayna, Zoe. Who else did I say? Lyra.
Rhea.
I said other people. Scroll through this shit again.
Rhea is obviously there.
I already said her name. I got 7 people so far.
Yeah,
none of them. Kyrie, that's number 8. Dakota, that's number 9. Ivy Nile, that's 10. That's a good division.
Yeah,
that's a good division. 10 people focused. Asuka and Becky, that's 12. Listen, we're just cutting the fat from the bottom.
That's crazy.
We're cutting the fat from the bottom. So is that everybody, Rob?
I think that's everybody.
Perfect. All right, we'll do big picture thoughts on Monday Night Raw. I loved the opening tag match. I had a really good time with the main event, and I loved the Bret Hart segment. Everything else pretty much did not that much for me personally. I know you like the show, partly because I thought the LWO Judgment Day matches were not. They were kind of a letdown. Like Dragon Lee and Dominic was fine and fun for what it was, but it just it really couldn't be what it could be. Basically, is the best way I could say it. As for fucking what's it called? Rey Mysterio and Finn, like we've seen Finn and Rey have like these awesome 3.5-star TV matches in past. Rey looks awesome now. He got the stem cells. He's moving great. So he looked good. Finn Balor's in power walk mode right now on TV. So he kind of just bumped for Rey and then did a submission at the end. So that was also kind of just fine. The women's tag stuff sucks. It really sucks without Io Sky. I'm kind of bored of Jade and Bianca. But I will say again, the Bret Hart segment with Gunther was so fun. It was so fun. Bret's in Canada. The fans are super into him. Gunther comes out and he does the whole fucking you're the number 2 to Goldberg. That whole stuff was great. I love Bret's like very old school way of insulting people. When Gunther was walking away from him after Sami Zayn was there, he was like, he called him like a little yellow coward or something. I love Bret. Like all the jokes aside, I think Bret Hart's is
a little yellow coward.
Yeah. So that business was great. Again, like I said, the opening tag was just a lot of fun, a lot of great combination moves, and really creative. They used the space well. It benefited from the lack of commercial. I gotta say, the no commercial helped that a lot. And the main event, I mean, look, the Bronson Reed interference was great. Ilya Dragunov and Dunn were doing their thing. And like I said, Jey Uso, he's fine in multi-mans and he's fine in tags. The problem is the reason why he's good in those matches and not very good in singles matches is because he only has to fill in to do his parts. In a singles match, he has to fill in the time and the space, and he struggles to do that. But that was a big success in the show. The opener was a big success, and the Gunther segment was a big success. He's a great WWE character. Worth mentioning is that Drew McIntyre threatened to beat up Wade Barrett, which you DM'd me at the time, and you said, "Is this nigga about to beat up Wade Barrett?"
Yeah, I was like, is this thing about the smoke Wade Barrett? Like,
There was actually good tension there because when he goes like, "My problem is with you, Wade," the crowd goes quiet, like, "Oh shit, you about to hit Wade, bro? Like, you about to hit Wade?" That's stopped by Pierce, who kind of tells him, "No, I spoke to CM Punk at Hell in a Cell." Not a bad angle, but I would always prefer the wrestler and the babyface challenge the guy to Hell in a Cell. That's like the rule with that. If you're doing a Hell in a Cell match, it has to be the babyface walking out there, chasing the heel off, and saying like, "I want you in Hell in a Cell." Like that's the big pop you lead to. But the authority figure doing it is fine. And that was kind of my broad thoughts on Raw. Rob, what were your broad thoughts on Monday Night Raw?
bro, I thought Raw was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I enjoyed shit. I enjoy shit like seeing Dominic Mysterio and Dragon Lee,
Yeah.
and seeing like stuff like Ray and Finn. Even though Finn kind of power walked, it was kind of great to see Rey Mysterio in the ring doing what we know Rey Mysterio can do. Hopefully we can get. I mean, Jey Uso winning was like inevitable, but I'm glad Dragunov and the other guys in the match got to showcase, like Pete and Braun got to showcase what they can do as well. Obviously, with the Bronson Reed return was great, and Braun Breaker just walking around bullying and talking shit to people every week is tremendous. They should continue doing some of
Yo,
that.
he was so awesome on TV yesterday doing that shit. Bro, that segment with Strowman, where he was like, "You are a monster. You certainly are a monster." And then he said, "But the thing is, man, you don't got to be 7 foot tall to be a monster. I mean, like, look at me." He said, I got that dog in me." And that dude Strowman, he sounded. I told Joe Holbert this, Rob. Strowman sounded like the guy in an 80s action movie who belongs to a biker gang and is at a bar ready to start a fight. Because he's like, "You don't want no problems with me, kid. Better back up, man, before you find out about me." Like, he's talking like that.
You better back up before
You
you
know what?
find yourself in my position.
We're not going to play the video. Would we get smoked if I just played the audio of a segment for like 10 seconds?
I don't
Would that smoke
believe,
us?
I don't believe so. I
All
don't
right,
think.
we're gonna take a risk. We're an hour and a half deep into this fucking video. If YouTube gets us, they're absolute hoes. You know, they're absolute hoes if they get us for this. So let me pull this shit up. All right, here's a segment. Can you hear?
Yeah.
Wait, I think everybody knew that, but I can see it for myself. You are a monster. I'm here to prove to you, to the world, that you don't have to be 7 foot tall, 900 pounds to be a monster. I'm a dog, big man. The reason that you're still standing here right now is because you never stood in the ring with me. Yeah, that's what you think. You don't know who you're talking to, kid.
Yeah. What a fucking beast. What a beast. So what do you think?
So,
You know who you're talking to, kid.
that's what you think. You don't know who you're talking to, kid.
You don't know who you're talking to.
Strowman's fucking awesome.
Yo, do y'all remember when somebody called Strowman base and Strowman didn't know what it means, so he was like, "It's what based all over your mom's back."
Someone said it's over. Bro, this isn't getting clearance from Montel. Monty's screaming somewhere. It's Jover. This is more than 10 seconds. Monty's finding you with 10K. Monty feels a disturbance.
Monty felt the disturbance in the force.
Corey Michaels said, Braun should have said, "My eyes are up here," because Braun was looking straight up at his titties. He could have been like, "I'm up here, kid. You got to look up when you look at me, you know, because you're way down there, you know, little man," or some shit. Yeah, that was fun. There was a Judgment Day Terror Twins angle. Nothing really crazy here except Jey Uso made the save for the baby faces, and the stands pointed out that Jey Uso was holding Rhea Ripley's hand for about a second or two. So have at that. And last thing I should note is that what's it called? Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley is official for Bad Blood. Damian Priest and Finn Balor is official for Bad Blood. And CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Hell in a Cell is official for Bad Blood. Regarding Damian Priest and Finn, I don't know how good this match will be, but I don't know if you remember their In Your House takeover match, Rob, but it was like really good. And I don't know if they're gonna work that style because they were just kind of working like a strikey, kicky, indie type of match. But that was great. So
That was great.
yeah, that's actually one of the Priest's
I think it was
best.
Takeover in Your House. Great match. Go check the
Yeah,
yeah, Takeover in Your House 2020. Go check that out, y'all.
it's one of Priest's best WWE singles matches in my opinion. So if they can somehow rekindle that, I mean, it'd be fun. The thing is, what'll work to their advantage in Atlanta is like Atlanta's gonna be so into like this Judgment Day conflict in general anyway, so it'll have heat. But I would like the match to be great. And like I said, their match 4 years ago was great. Finn Balor's not the wrestler he was back in 2020. Damian Priest is much more over than he was in 2020. So we'll see how it balances out. We'll see how things go. Sami Zayn wants Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. We'll see if he gets that match against Gunther. Gunther has not accepted the challenge, nor has that match been made official for Bad Blood. I would love it to be on the Bad Blood card, but Triple H is a 5-match freak, so we'll see what happens there. They may be delaying it to Saudi. We'll see. Any other thing additional on Raw? Anything else? I think that might be it, unless someone in the live chat points out something that we missed that like was worth mentioning. But if not, Rob, I guess we should take this thing home. Did you have anything else you wanted to add about Monday Night Raw?
No, and there are no more super chats.
Right. Damage Control encountered Jade and Bianca backstage, so they want the tag titles next. And I'm down for that because that's Io Sky, and I like watching Io Sky. So I guess with that said, I'm gonna give you guys like 2 minutes to get in any remaining super chats you'd like to get in. And while you're doing that, I should deliver on my promise of what I heard about Fox and AEW. So I'm gonna do that report. While I do this, guys, get your last super chats in for the Raw Review podcast, and we'll take it away with this. What's kind of been circulating with like certain insiders is just kind of this chatter that the AEW may be talking to Fox. And if that would be the case, then it would indicate that the upcoming WBD deal with AEW is not an exclusive one, and that they also have negotiating rights with other platforms. So that's interesting. What I've heard about like the WBD TV deal is that like it'll continue to include Dynamite and Collision, and it's unknown what will happen to Rampage. But the rumor amongst the talent. Again, this is not a concrete report from me because I have not heard from WBD or AEW in an official capacity. But what talent have been discussing, what has gone around behind the scenes and circulated amongst circles within AEW, is that AEW Shockwave will be a 1-hour program on FS1. That is the latest scuttlebutt. That is the latest rumor. So that's your scoop right there. AEW Shockwave FS1, 1 hour. They will be in bed with Fox after Fox got out of the WWE business. They would now be in the AEW business, and Fox Sports 1 would be the home of AEW Shockwave. That is the rumor and innuendo amongst the talent in AEW. So
And,
that's
yo,
your
if that rumor and innuendo is true, then y'all can't be treating Rampage that shit like Rampage, where you could just throw any. Yeah, honestly, I would treat it like, bro, Tony Khan, bro. You say you're an ECW fan, I'll be treating that bitch like ECW on TNN or ECW Hardcore TV, bro. Don't treat that shit like you treated Rampage for so long. You just put bullshit and Angelo Parker romance angles on there and shit. No, bro. Treat it like a real TV show. So that's my take on that. If that's true.
David Hadley in the chat said, "Man, I've seen Ebu all over X, but never caught your streams." Well, David, thank you so much for stopping by and watching us on Wrestle Peers. Thank you so much. I hope you've enjoyed the show, and appreciate the support. The live chat is reacting to this FS1 thing. Is FS1 good? I mean, look, they're a solid cable network, and they are the B network in Fox's conglomerate, or sorry, family of channels. But they're a totally fine network, and with a good time slot. If Shockwave is something that is like seen as like good, it's tough because I was gonna do a prediction on ratings, but the truth is like AEW's BNC shows kind of struggle right now because they kind of already have like a stigma to them. The key with Shockwave is, if we're being realistic, like we know it's going to settle as a C show, but like you got to at least pretend it's not at the beginning. You know what I mean? You got to like pretend it's like big time, because what TV viewers are going to do is they're going to just like hand wave it and be like, all right, whatever, I don't care. So I would just do your best to try to, get the most out of this. Does AEW need another TV show? Not really, but like, look, if you're getting paid to do it, I mean, fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, you do what the networks want from you, ultimately when they pay you the money. So that's the rumor. Shockwave on FS1. We'll see how it shakes out. We'll see how it turns out. Hopefully, it's a worthwhile show. And with that, again, guys, I'm gonna give you guys an opening here to send your last super chats before we call the show. Rob, do we have any additional to know?
No.
We don't. We don't. Okay, then
Oh,
Rob.
no, we do. We have one.
Okay.
Hush 199. They're treating NBC Saturday Night's main event show as a pay-per-view.
Yes. Did you hear about this, Rob?
Yes, I heard about Saturday Night's.
Yeah.
I
Right.
heard about the NBC thing, but I didn't hear about the pay-per-view.
Yeah. So there's no pay per view in December. Triple H won't do December pay per views, but this will be the December pay per view, so to speak. Saturday night's main event. It'll be on NBC in December. Unknown how many hours they go. It'll be 2 or 3 hours. They're still figuring that one out. But allegedly, it'll be a big one. They'll run a big venue for it, and they'll try to make it a big deal.
That should be fucking amazing. If they
Telling you,
do,
they should do Cody Roman.
huh?
They should do Cody Roman.
We not working unless we win it.
I'm doing Cody Roman.
So you know what's gotta happen.
What's up?
You gotta lay down, brother.
We'll see. But that'll do it for us. Really fun show. A very unconventional show. We didn't review it segment by segment, but I feel like we still covered Raw. So
yeah,
between the super chats and just the conversation and the fucking around that we had, and everything, I feel like we got all our bases covered, to be honest with you. So let us know what you guys thought of this new format. We'll try to be a little more conventional in the coming weeks, but just let us know what you thought about this more conversational approach to the Raw review, where it's very much you guys steering the ship and taking us wherever you want to take us, and us covering Raw along the way. If you like it and prefer it more, I mean, I'm open to adjusting, because again, we're a show for the people. We did a great audience today, Rob. We had over 200 live viewers this whole time.
Yep.
At some points over 250. So listen, if this works for you guys better and it's more successful and it's more enjoyable, I'm open to pivoting. But with that said, thank you so much for the support. Thanks so much for the super chats. You guys were tremendous with that this week. And for Rob, I'm Ebu Russell Pierce, and we'll catch you guys next time.